This is Crew Talk, the podcast of Bombers CrossFit, where we build healthy humans. We're talking strength, discipline, mindset, community, real training, real nutrition, real results. If you're ready to level up inside and outside the gym, you're in the right place. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for this episode of Crew Talk. And this week we're talking about athletic identity, ego, and resilience, especially in the face of something that you just weren't expecting. So Chris Martin grew up playing a lot of team sports, lacrosse, volleyball, that kind of thing, serving in the Air Force, and then one day he suffered a C6, C7 fracture that required spinal fusion surgery. But this story isn't about injury. It's a story about recovery, about maturity, and why functional fitness just might be the most important investment that you can possibly make. Let's get into it. Hey Chris, thanks for joining us today. So let's start off, give us a little bit of your background, where you're from, what's your family like, that kind of thing.
Yeah, name's Chris Martin. I came from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, born and raised there. And got a sister, mom, dad, and my sister is just as fit as me. She loves to do fitness and whatnot.
Is she older or younger?
She's younger, 2 years younger.
Okay.
We both grew up doing sports all the time, sacrificing time to go to each other's sports, going there back and forth. Big into sports. I played ice hockey when I was real little. Got into baseball a little bit just to stay active, and then really picked up into lacrosse, and then golf. And I did a little cross country sprinkled in there a couple times too, just to stay active during the season. My parents said, "Hey, you can do whatever you want, but you got to keep a sport going every single season for athletics."
What did your parents do?
My dad was a state trooper.
Okay.
From Pennsylvania, and my mom was a nurse.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. So are they fairly fit people, active people?
Yeah, my mom has been in. She's done like the Beachbody programs and doing. She was a coach with that for a long time, and now she's a coach for. She does like Shakeology type stuff. It's like a protein shake type thing, like a fuel type that.
Yeah.
Things of that nature. And then my dad, he's kind of the one who kind of got me back into CrossFit. He's always been fit. He joined the state trooper at the State Police Academy. He's been a huge runner for years. He was a runner, and it started wearing on him. He's like, I think I want to get out of that type of realm and get into more of like strength and fitness type things. And then when I was doing, I did CrossFit a little bit like way back, and then he's been stuck on it for years. And I was like, all right, you know what? I think I'll commit back into it. I like this. I like that lifestyle.
Cool. Do you ever get a chance to work out, do CrossFit workouts
I
with
have.
him? Or?
Yeah, sometimes we go back for holidays. It's been tough recently, but especially going back from school, back into school, and just my early years here, we've been going back, and sometimes we'll go for Thanksgiving, and we go for those big Thanksgiving Day workouts or Christmas Day workouts, where it's like 12 days of Christmas, or the big Thanksgiving fun ones, and it's more like family-oriented workouts, and we have a blast doing it. It's fun.
Yeah. So what's Harrisburg like? What is that, an urban area or?
I wouldn't say redneck or like backcountry, but we're definitely, we're out in, I wouldn't say we're in the woods. We're in like a big rural neighborhood. But I like to do all my fun activities like growing up. Like besides the sports, I love to go out there in the woods and hunt and fish and just get dirty in the forest. Yeah, it was good.
Somebody explained to me that Pennsylvania was basically Philadelphia and Pittsburgh with Alabama in between it.
Yep, I've heard the Philly, Pittsburgh, and then Pennsylvania. I heard it all. I'm in Pennsylvania. That's where I'm at.
Pennsylvania. Okay.
I'm about an hour or hour and a half outside Philadelphia.
Yeah, so you and your sister were close growing up then?
Very close, yeah. We've been best friends growing up. I think our parents instilled that in us of, hey, this is your best friend and you're forced to be their best friend because we're going to do everything together. And I think it really, really paid off for us moving forward.
That's great. That's great. Now, what is she doing now?
She is also a nurse.
Okay.
Took after my mom's roles. My mom does more IV team things and kind of specialties. She's done bedside for a couple decades. My sister now is in a... God forgive me, I don't know the actual nursing thing, but she does high-risk patients of some sort.
Okay.
Yeah, she loves it. She works
like ICU or something.
Yes,
like that?
ICU. Actually, that's exactly it.
Okay,
that's the right thing. So she got on that position, and then she originally worked at Penn State Hershey Medical Center, which is right next to my house, like Hershey Park. I'm 10 minutes from there. That's where I live. And my sister got to Penn State Hershey Medical Center, which is where my mom was. So they had pictures of my sister like first coming on the job as a nurse, and her and my sister getting pictures.
Man, ICU people, those are tough people, you know. You have to be mentally resilient.
I'm sure. She's told me some crazy stories about some patients in there, Yeah, it's good. She loves it, and she's recently moved out a little bit more east towards Philadelphia with her fiance, so they're happily soon to be married out there.
Yeah.
And,
So she's getting ready to get married.
Yep.
And you've
just got married.
recently got married.
Yep,
So,
last June. It was beautiful.
So
It was wonderful.
are your parents, have they had the grandkids conversation with you yet, or?
Yes. So I have a stepdaughter. Her name's Violet. She's beautiful.
Okay.
She's
All right.
so much fun. We have a blast. And Meet and Bailey, we've been, I've been in chaos the past couple months here. We've been trying to get our house ready to sell, and now we're in a bunch of agreements doing all the conversations. My first time ever doing a house type thing of
Yes.
like selling it and doing buyers and all the contracts and whatnot. So we're getting through all that. It's been an experience. We've learned so much, and I've liked having the house to do all the home projects on. I put new baseboards in. We fixed some flooring things. We fixed some bathrooms. We painted. I'm like, hey, you know what? This is like the dummy house where we can try all of the cool things we want to try to fix, so that I have it down pat. At least I have some experience before we move into our new home eventually.
Right.
But yeah, no, got married last year, and then chaos kind of happened right after. But
Right.
yeah, it was lovely. Yeah, we had a great
So when
wedding.
you graduated high school, where'd you go to school then?
I went to Penn State.
Okay.
I was in the air to go around and play lacrosse, and my dad said, hey, you're doing good at lacrosse. You like it a lot, but are you going to play lacrosse like professionally? It's not like you're like some NFL star or baseball star and you can go to the league and like make a profession out of that. Like, we want to set you up for the future. So what can we do to get you there? And I've always had I've always wanted to be a state trooper. And my dad said, there's better opportunities out there to do state trooper. You know, if something doesn't work out, you can come back and you can do that. That's an option. But let's try and do like an armed forces. My grandfather was in the Air Force as well.
Yep.
My dad wasn't. He was just state police. But I was like, I wanted to do some kind of service for the nation. So I was like, let's do military. And I didn't know what to do. I was like, do I do Navy? Do I do Air Force? That's what I was like, well, Grandpa did Air Force, so I guess I'll do Air Force. So, because I was thinking of Navy, and I could I like to do engineering. I wanted to do something of that nature. But if I did engineering for the Navy, I might be on a sub doing something. Cause I was like, I don't think I want to spend my life on a sub, even though that's cool. The guys out there that do that, it's pretty sweet. So I chose Air Force, and I went to Penn State Altoona as a branch campus. It's about 45 minutes outside the main campus of Penn State. And then after 2 years, I transferred up to University Park, and then I did 3 years there and finished out, and graduated with electrical engineering.
Electrical engineering, double E.
Double E, yep.
Yeah.
It was a struggle.
General McMurray used to say double E's are the best. He's like, nobody transfers into double E. People only transfer out of double E.
That's usually what it was. And funny enough, I actually transferred into double E because I went in as an aerospace engineer.
Okay.
And then when I was doing it, I had done a bunch of classes, and I had missed the GPA cut to get into aerospace. I think it was like I don't know, 3.2 or something. And I was like 0.02 off. I was so close. And I didn't realize that I could use my Air Force classes that we take at school, because you do an Air Force program.
Right.
You take some leadership classes and learn about the history. And I could use those to boost my GPA. I didn't know I could do that, so I missed the cut. And they said, all right, well, you can't be in aerospace, so you got to pick something else. And I could switch over to either data sciences, or they said, or you can pick electrical engineering. There's no GPA thing for that one, so you just hop in. Little did I know that no GPA thing was for a reason, because it was really difficult. But
Yeah.
it was rewarding. It was fantastic. I ended up loving it. I really got into power systems, and then used my EE degree here as I moved to Wright Pat.
So what do you do now for the Air Force?
So right now I am a lead engineer, a signals intelligence engineer in a program office here at Wright Pat. I used to work at NASIC, the National Air and Space Intelligence Center.
Okay.
I was a radar analyst there. I used to make models of bad guy radars. And now I just got a new job. So I got a PCS coming here. I'm going to move to Eglin here in the end of March. And I will be a lead engineer for the B-1 electronic warfare systems. So I'm really excited. I have no idea what that entails, but I've never really been like a full-on lead engineer for a big program like that. Our program here it's kind of a small system, not the big money like a B-1 or B-2 or F-15. There's
Do you get
big
to fly in
jets.
a B-1 if you do this?
That would be pretty cool. I don't know if I will, but I've
That's
only
about
seen
the
one.
coolest. No offense to Andy, okay? We all love the buff, okay? But the B-1, man, that's a
cool.
bad looking plane, man.
You know, the first time I actually heard that plane go over, I was in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, and they flew a B-1 over top, and you saw the back opened up with the big turbo jet engines in the back and the afterburners, and I feel like they just sprinkled in a little afterburner because you could hear that roar, and that was like it looked like it was miles away in the sky, and I feel like I could feel the rumble in my chest. It was really cool. So I'm pumped to go work for that program.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I'm interested.
So you went to, so you did ROTC?
Yes.
Okay.
Air Force ROTC at Penn State, and I did that all of my years there. I started as a freshman. You could come in midway through, met some really good people there, and we've all just kind of sprung all over the Air Force to different jobs and whatnot. Actually, I came into Wright Pat, and there was 2 other guys from my ROTC program who graduated a year above me here already. So I kind of had some familiar feet to go ask questions about and kind of figure out where I wanted to live. It was nice when I was back at school. I could text them and get contact information from my detachment back at Penn State to get where to live, what to do. But when I got here, it was peak COVID. It was a totally different coming into the Air Force. I mean, I came in and then immediately we couldn't come to the office. I was just sitting at home. I didn't know what to do. I'm brand new to the Air Force. I had learned so much in ROTC of like, oh, this is how you're going to be. You're going to be leading airmen. You're going to do all this. Engineers right out the gate aren't leading airmen. I'm sitting at a desk doing analyst work, and it was just a big switch for me. I really was kind of caught off guard, and then it slowly moved away and turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, COVID was just so weird.
It was
just so bizarre.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll never forget, driving around one day, like when the lockdowns really started, like when the gym was closed and everything, and you're just driving around. And it's like the post-apocalypse or something.
Just
it's like
feels
nobody's
weird.
on the streets, and it's it's just weird.
It felt weird. I had done during that COVID time was the first time I think. First time I'd done 75 hard, which was a really, really cool experience. Highly suggested if you've never done that. It was really neat. And
What
I did
is it
that.
now?
75 hard.
Okay. What is that?
I think the guy's name is Andy Frisilla, I believe is the guy's name, who came up with the program. But it's 75 days straight. You drink a gallon of water. You do 2 workouts a day, both 45 minutes each, and one must be outside, regardless of the weather. Does not matter. Must be outside. And then but the workouts can kind of vary. I've done like stretching workouts or like yoga workouts, and then I've done CrossFit workouts. Always counted to one. Or when I played volleyball, I've done tons of that, and I counted that as 2 workouts for playing for 8 hours. And then you get to read 1 personal development book, 10 pages a day, and no cheat meals, and follow a diet plan, and take a progress picture every single day.
Wow.
It seems like a lot when you read the list.
Yeah.
But it was easier than I thought. I'm sure I didn't have family and daughter in the mix at that time and doing housing stuff and all that jazz. Like I'm way busier than I was at that time, but it was pretty good. Me and my wife actually did it for about 35 days. We did a little stint. It was good, but we get busy, and I totally get that now.
I think things like that help prepare you for times when life does get busy. Because
Agreed.
then you realize, hey, I can discipline myself. I can get all of this stuff done. I just need to focus.
Yes, I had 2 TDYs. Like traveling out to do other work in other states, other bases during that time of doing it. And I had flights at 4 a.m, and then I'm traveling out there all day travel, delayed travel. We get to base at 8 o'clock at night. I'm like, I haven't even done 2 workouts. I need to do something. And then I realized on the way back, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do it in the airport. I had walked like 2 miles in the airport, and I'm sitting by the gate doing push-ups and air squats. I'm sure people are looking like, what is this guy doing? This guy's a maniac. But yeah, you squeeze it in. That is something I realized, that if you want to get it done, you can find time.
Yeah.
There's enough time in the day for it. I know some people are, and I've even said it before, I'm like, I don't have time. There's just no way I can get that in. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. You can fit something in. Even 10 pages a day. I should get back onto that.
See, that's my approach now, because like sometimes I only get like maybe 7 hours sleep.
Yep.
And if I look hard, I can find an hour to get a nap in, during the day. So I just need to focus and plan my time, you know.
I like to do a nap. I don't ever really do naps in the afternoon. Unless we're lounging on like a Saturday or Sunday. Sometimes I'll doze off on the couch, but I like to do it after the gym. So we come at 5.
Yeah.
But I don't go to work until 8:30. So I'll come back, I make my breakfast, I shower, get cleaned up, and I think that food right after kind of gives that food coma. And then I'll sit on the couch, pop my feet up, and I pass out for 20, 30 minutes. And I try to like drink a coffee while I'm getting ready to sleep. And then when I wake up, I'm feeling energized and feeling good to go. Yeah. So.
Yeah. I track my macros, but I don't balance every meal. Okay. So I balance myself throughout the day. So there are times when, like, especially on breakfast, I might have like 80% carbs on breakfast. Okay. Knowing that later on in the day I'm going to make it up on the protein or something like that.
Okay.
But sometimes whenever I had those, especially if I've worked out and then I come back and I have a lot of carbs, it will put me to sleep.
It does.
It will put me to sleep, man.
It puts me out. I used to always have toast in the morning with my eggs, and I can even tell just having 2 pieces of toast or not having 2 pieces of toast,
Yeah.
I crash after. It's just that hit of it.
Yeah. I'm sure Greg could explain to me what that's doing to my
I'm sure.
blood sugar, you know, and it's probably not
I'm
good.
sure. But I eat the
Yeah.
same thing every single day. I always have eggs and bacon and cheese. I always put it in there, and then I have some Slap Your Mama Cajun seasoning. I sprinkle that on every single day. I have that almost, unless I go to Sheetz and I get my little infamous donut, or I get the breakfast quesadillas that I like.
Yeah. So how did you meet your wife?
So my mom's family is all from Louisville. My dad had met her back when they met. They were at Eastern Kentucky University in Louisville, Kentucky. So my mom's family is all there. My dad's family is back in Pennsylvania. But when my mom and dad got married and they were going to, after college, moving together, my dad's job, he had already landed a job with the state police in Pennsylvania. So my dad was like, "You're coming back with me." So my dad took my mom there. And then we've always come back every year, 2-3 times a year growing up. We've always done the 10-hour drive from Harrisburg all the way to Louisville and see my mom's family. And being there, my cousin had a really close best friend, and she would always come around the lake with us in like our later teen years. And then we had met actually at a funeral. She had seen me for the first time. I don't remember seeing her there.
Yeah.
At least to my knowledge, I don't remember. She claims I looked at her, but I don't remember seeing her at the funeral. But at that time, after that summer, we had gone to the lake a bunch, and my cousin had brought her down. She'd always just come with us. She almost felt like family, like always being around all the parties and whatnot and barbecues, and so be it. So we had been at the lake, and then it had kind of started from there.
Yeah.
We met there, and then pretty quick I was like, "Hey, well, if we're going to do this, I'm moving soon, and I want you to come with me." So her and Violet are joining me on the next journey to Eglin.
That's great.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah. So you guys have known each other a long time then?
Yeah, I'd say we've probably known each other for about 4 years.
Okay.
Been dating for, I think, 2.
Okay.
Just over
All right.
2. And then married for just over 6-7 right now, I think we're at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's still the
June,
fun time, you know?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, we're learning so much about each other still, and we haven't even we've been married since June, and we haven't even lived with each other yet. Because she lives in Louisville right now.
Sure.
She's a nurse down there. She's a labor and delivery nurse.
Okay.
And from here right now, we've been trying to sell that house, get ready to get rid of it, and then we've been lining up our move for the Air Force to pick up my stuff here, and then go to her place, pick her stuff up there, and then move us all the way down to Florida. And then that time, so really in a month will be the first time that I live with my wife in 7 months since we've been married.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Yeah, I'm pumped for the experience and to really, really dive in, because I feel like I'm only being dad for the weekends, and then I come back here and I'm going back to being an intel guy or doing my analyst stuff, and then I come work out, and then I shoot back down the weekends. I go down there every single weekend. I love seeing them. But I'm ready to have 100% dad 100% of the time, all day. Yeah, I'm excited.
So has she looked to get jobs there too? Or?
Yes, so she's working out in Pensacola. So it's a little far of a drive. We both have like about a 40 to 50 minute, depending on traffic really,
That's not
40-minute drive.
Yeah.
So she's doing shift work. She's a night shift worker here right now, just to spend so much time with Violet as she can. And then down there, she also got a nighttime shift there. But we're living up in Crestview, so it's about, I think it's like 45 minutes for her to get to Pensacola. Just over, it's a nice, big, open, fast highway, which is nice. You can shoot right over the bay and then hop right into Pensacola, and then she'll work there. And then I'll be on base driving about 35-40 minutes from Crestview down to the base. Yeah. We're really excited. She got that job lined up. We were pumped that she actually found one right away. She had seen a couple of jobs and also looking on base. I said, "There's options you can do on base. You could be the hospitals there is really big."
Yeah.
And I get some hiring freezes, how the Air Force stuff and all that jazz works. The hiring stuff just wasn't going through. And then she had heard back from the Pensacola one and did some interviews and heard back from other hospitals and fell in love with that hospital. And it looks fantastic. We drove down just a month ago. We went and checked out some homes and found the house we picked up now. So we're gonna rent. And then we also got to drive down to the hospital, drive along the beach, stay in Fort Walton. So yeah, we had a good little weekend.
Yeah, it's a beautiful area.
It was cool.
Man.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah, yeah.
And get
So
away
much
from the
stuff to
30
do
degrees.
too, you know.
Yeah, going to the beach, figuring out where our beach is going to be. There's so much beach there. Like where do the locals go once we're there? Not that vacation spot, but I'm kind of glad we're up. We're about 20, 25, 26 miles north of base. So it feels like home. I don't feel like I'm at the beach on vacation all the time. We both wanted that feeling of we're not in a beach town and it's crazy beachy all the time. Like we want that hominess.
Yeah, it's sometimes around in that area, especially in the height of summertime.
Yeah,
the traffic can get kind of like
that's
treacherous.
what I've heard. So we'll see how that goes. I'm not sure.
But being away from that, you should be isolated from some.
So for all of our day-to-day activities are, I guess, really for just a weekend fun. If we're going to go to the beach and whatnot or do any activities, down towards the water, it'll be probably pretty packed from those summer months. But other than that, I think we're okay. Yeah. We're excited.
Yeah. And the great beach is the Eglin Beach Club, if you ever go there.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've been speaking with a couple people at work who have been there and been stationed there. Like, they have a military beach that military families can go to.
Yeah.
And other times you really just kind of find a spot where you can park and just get to the beach. Like, the beach is kind of open. You can go wherever you want, but you got to find a spot to put your car to drive into there.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. The Eglin Beach Club, normally there's a decent amount of parking there, and it's really quiet.
That's what
Now, there's not a lot of stuff to do around it. It's not like, but if you just want to go chill at the beach and read a book, something like that, or play,
that's what we like. My wife likes to read. She'll sit there and read for 5 hours, but me and Violet, I gotta do. I sit there for 5 minutes, I get bored. I'm like, we gotta let's play, let's do frisbee, let's do something
like that.
Yes.
Yeah. So
yes.
So you said you started off with team sports, and you still play volleyball now, right?
A little. I guess I've kind of retired. I haven't played since my neck injury, and I just haven't gotten into it. And really, I've just been trying to spend so much time. I want to go down to Louisville. I want to be with the girls. That's all I want to do. So doing that, and then been busy with the house. I really haven't had time to really want to do a beach volleyball tournament. And I think my mindset is so much more now on, like, let's set the family up for getting down to Florida and staying prepared and getting ready for it. So I would play in one, but not where my focus is really. But yeah, I picked that sport up here in Ohio right when I got here. Maybe after a year of being here, we had done some intramural stuff on base with NASIC through a Sports Fest day. They had like a beach volleyball day, and we go play sports and whatnot. And I met some people out there and said, hey, you look like you are pretty athletic. You should come over and play. Like, we need players to come. So people just asked me to come sub in for them, and I ended up subbing a couple times, and then I stayed for a tournament, and I met a bunch of people, and then they're all like, hey, you should play in a league. You should just keep coming back. And I kept coming back, and then it like took over my life for a little bit. I was playing all the time. I was playing like 4 or 5 days a week. I go to CrossFit and then go to the volleyball, play for a couple hours. It was just fun. Yeah. I really enjoyed it out there. Yeah. That was a blast.
So let's talk about, so you mentioned a couple of times your accident. Let's talk about what happened with that.
So back in July, I went back to go be a godfather, and at the party after, we had gone to her grandparents' house, and they had an old pool, deep end, 8-foot deep end, incline up to a shallow, like 3 foot or 3.5 foot shallow end. And me and the boys were doing some tricks off the diving board, just doing front flips and whatnot. And I thought it'd be a smart idea to go do a front flip into a dive, try like a 1.5.
Yeah.
But I was coming up on the diving board. I had jumped on the diving board and jumped out super far from the diving board. So I dove maybe 8-10 feet from the diving board out. So I was coming into the incline. So I had hit, and there was probably only like 4 feet of water, if that. And I dove out, and I cracked my head almost perpendicular to the water. Thankfully I wasn't. I kind of hit at an angle with the incline, so I kind of like shot down and went underneath and tumbled. So I didn't hit and just immediately seize.
Yeah.
But yeah, felt a huge shock on my left side of my body. It felt like I got whacked by a bat. Someone just clocked me, and I stood up, and I couldn't get my left shoulder to come down. I was in so much pain. It was just a wincing pain, pulsing. And then my wife actually had looked over. She said, Chris, put your head underwater. I said, what? And I looked over at everybody watching us play and do tricks, and they all had that white ghost stare of like, oh my gosh, this guy just hit his head. It didn't really occur to me like, oh, I might have broke my neck. It was just I banged my head on the ground. That kind of hurt. And then when I stood up and she told me that, I was like, why? She said, put your head underwater, you're bleeding. I was like, okay. So I reached up and grabbed my head and pulled it down, and it was just gushing blood. I mean, like, it was covered on my arm, and it was coming down my face. That's why they all looked at me all funny, as she said after. So from there, they got me up. I went and set up in a chair up on the deck. My mom regrets this to the day. She wished she called an ambulance and got us there because she realized it was a neck injury.
Yeah.
But we had gotten there, and they had gotten my clothes changed out of the pool, and then we had gotten into the truck, and we had driven right to the hospital. Thankfully, we were only maybe 15 minutes away from Pennsylvania Medical Center, my mom's hospital.
Yeah, okay.
Which ended up helping us in the end.
Yeah.
So we got there, and we got to the ER, and it was packed. I mean, it was full with patients. I mean, this was a Saturday night, 7 o'clock. It was like I don't know if the hospital's popping on the weekends, but people do more things on the weekend, I'm sure it is.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of people in there, and I was sitting in the chair. I remember I sat down, I was holding my arm, and I was shaking my knee, and I was just doing deep breaths. I was in so much pain. It was killing me. But thankfully I didn't have any other issues besides just my arm and like my upper left trap. That whole connection of muscles was just on fire, and then my neck was just achy. And I sat there, and thankfully my mom knew either she knew the lady there. I couldn't really tell. I was in like a trance of pain, and she either knew the lady at the desk checking in patients and whatnot, or called somebody to help us out. But she said, "Hey, like my son is in excruciating pain right here. I think he broke his neck. Can we please get him back into the thing?" So they actually rushed me right through the doors. They got me into bed, and there was too many people in the ER hallway. So they were out of beds, but they had a bed in the hallway. So I stayed in the hallway for, I mean, it would have felt like 10 hours. I was in there all night long. And they immediately rushed me to go get a CT scan, I think is the right one, to check my veins, to make sure that my bones cracked and didn't pinch a vein so I don't have a stroke.
Right.
That was like the first thing. They rushed me to make sure that didn't happen. And then I had to get some x-rays. I got some other scans. I got the one where you went in the tube. I don't know what's that one called.
MRI. Yeah.
I did that. That was wicked. I never did that before. But when I got in there, had the headphones on, I passed out. It was nice. But yeah, so I got an x-ray, and I had fractured my C6 and C7 vertebrae, and I got those fused just a day later in there. I was in the bed just recovering and doing more scans and pictures and whatnot, and diagnosis. And then they went in and they sliced me in the front, right front here, and pulled my neck apart, fused it up. So I got one plate and then 2 screws going into 6 and 7. And then I wore a brace for about 6 weeks after that, and then started my PT, and glory to God, I'm back normal.
So your mom, she suspected that you had broken your neck.
I think everybody kind of realized that I hit my head really hard, and that I was having like I couldn't move, and I could tell that I couldn't move my head left or right real bad. It was just so much pain, and it was all in my neck area, and they really just thought, hey, we got to get to the hospital right away. This isn't something that's small. And I was in so much pain. They said, let's go. And when I got there, and they were doing some like arm things, like arm exercises to feel I couldn't really move my left arm. I had numbness in my first 3 fingers for about 5-6 weeks. I had zero feeling in them. It was like that tingling. It's like you sit in your fingers. I had that feeling in my fingers for a while, and I had that immediately when I got hit. And when I told my mom that, she's like, "Oh, it's spinal. It's some with the left and right sides of the veins and nerves. I'm not really sure how all that stuff works, but that's how it went." And then I had stayed home for an extra week. Me and my wife stayed home. She called off work, and she was able to stay. So it was kind of nice. We got to spend some time with my family, but I wasn't in the best shape. But we got to spend some time with the family, and relaxed there. And then I had gone back with Bailey. She drove us back, which I was nervous of the drive, how it was going to be. It ended up being pretty painful. In the car, just rattles in the car. It wasn't really my back or my neck hurting. It was more my shoulder. That I don't know what it was. This tendon of stretching my shoulder down, that was really, really hurting. So driving back was a little rough. And then she had to go back to work. So I was fine by myself. I really just couldn't lift anything over like 10 pounds, and I had to keep my brace on 24/7. Yep. Aside from eating, I could loosen it a little bit, but I was stuck. I was in my computer chair like all day long. I'd get up and sit on the couch for a little bit and then go back up, and me and Bailey would watch a TV show or something like that, or watch a movie, and then I'd be FaceTiming them all the time, and I felt I had cabin fever so bad. I was so used to going to volleyball all the time, going to CrossFit, going to work, going to activities, driving to Kentucky, going to the lake, and I was so pumped, and then bang, just like that, I'm in my house for 5 weeks and I couldn't move.
So the doctor tells you, hey, you broke these vertebrae, and we need to fuse them together. Yep. And they did it right away.
So there was actually 2 options. He said, your crack is not that bad.
Okay.
It is bad, and we have to do something for it. Like, you're gonna have precautions moving forward. So what we can do, we can either cut you, go in, and put the bolts and screw in. But he said that option is usually not something I would give to a much younger person, like a child of some sort, because they're still growing. Yeah. We don't want to screw their neck bones down while they're still growing, and then it's going to create other issues after. But he said, at your age and your growth, you're not growing anymore. Your neck's not getting any bigger. Your bones really aren't growing. So we can do a plate, and that's going to be more of like an immediate fix. And it'll probably be better for how fit you are and moving forward. It'll be a little safer that you have the extra hardware reinforced in your neck for coming back to CrossFit or doing anything of that nature, doing gyms or other sports. The other option was, he said, it's up to you. We don't have to touch it. It cracked, but if we just let it sit there and you keep a brace on, you have to go in a brace for a little bit longer than the 6 weeks that I did or 5 weeks that I did. You'd be in a brace much longer, and the bones will fuse naturally.
Grow back together.
Grow back together and kind of go together, and we'll just monitor how that's going in the movement and whatnot. And we were both, me and my wife and my mom, we just said, I think we should just do the bolts. Just be safe, come back, we're getting all this. It won't really matter. There's not really many precautions moving forward. He said maybe in 15, 20 years, like, you might have it could loosen a little bit, and you'd feel something like a lump in your throat. I'm like, I don't want to feel that my screws and plate are coming out my neck.
Right.
But yeah, no, we thought for my case it would be best if we just got the plate and screw. So they did that, and that procedure took about 3 hours.
And so how long were you in the hospital, like, after that?
I had gotten the surgery. I had slept that night, and then that morning I was out by 11. So
Really?
It was quick. Yeah, I didn't have any like walking issues or anything of that nature. I did a bunch of tests before I left. After the surgery, they had gotten me up. I did some walking things, squeezing my feet, pushing my feet, pulling, light arm stuff. They knew my arm was really weak. My left arm was significantly more weak than my right. I guess the 6 and 7 was left side, so I hit that side. I had nothing wrong with my right side, no fingers, no issues. But yeah, the strength on the left. I know right when I got out and I started moving a lot more again for like the next 2-3 weeks. I could even try and flex, and my left would just like, I would tremor. I would shake so hard, and my right was good. And then that slowly has gone away, and now I'm feeling way better. But yeah.
So so you got out of the hospital pretty quick, and you went right home here, or you went to Louisville?
I was in Pennsylvania, so I stayed at my mom and dad's place there.
Okay.
Because that's, I don't know if I said that in the beginning. That's where we went for the ceremony.
Yeah.
So we went back there, and then it happened at a pool there. So I stayed at mom and dad's house. It was nice. We got some time to spend with them because we don't see them that often. I mean, they're like 7 hours away. So we stayed there for a full week, and then Bailey drove us back. And then, of course, we had planned for months on end our summer vacation to go to Rehoboth, Delaware, my family's beach house up there. So Bailey had driven back, hopped in the truck, we loaded the truck, and I hopped in the passenger seat, and we drove all the way 10 hours to Rehoboth, Delaware, and we had our beach week vacation there. I was in a brace still, but I had cutoffs on and swim trunks. I was sitting underneath the tree with the sun hat, just popped up in the chair. It was nice. It was a really good time. Good time to see family. And then we had driven all the way back, and I had stayed home for another 3 weeks. I've just been in the brace and doing home stuff. I wasn't even working. I couldn't go into work.
So the Air Force put you like on convalescent leave?
Yeah, I was on convalescent leave for the whole time. I did get to hop on my computer a little bit because I had a telework computer, so I could pop on and check email and whatnot and kind of stay a little bit relevant. But my boss was very adamant. He said, "Hey, we are lucky that you're here, walking, doing everything you have right now. I don't want to push you getting into work. I don't care. It is okay. We have other engineers, and you are totally fine to just rest." I'm like, okay, so and it worked out good. Yeah, so healed up almost fully.
So I mean, you recognize you're blessed, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, by the grace of God, I made it out. Being able to walk, or at least having all my function back. At least I thought I was either going to like lose feeling after my fingers are gone. I'm like, I'm never going to have those fingers back ever again, and that's just going to be a reminder of you can't be stupid anymore. Like you have a family, you have a wife and a daughter now. Like we're going to have more kids soon. I'm like, you can't be doing stupid stuff like that. And that, I think the accident was. I'm blessed after the accident to be in the state that I am, but I'm also kind of grateful for the accident. I feel like it really grounded me to really step into that father role and take charge for the family of like, hey, it's not all fun and games. Like you got to be responsible and you got to be the leader and the provider for the family. So I think it did really well. Me and my wife talk about it all the time. We're like, it was really bad. It sucked, and it was a miserable experience in the beginning. But really, I think it's made me a better person doing the whole accident and kind of grounding me through it.
Yeah, going through hard things shapes you. You know?
Oh yeah, 100%. And I think this is shaping us right now. Our time apart, it's so tough. It really is. We both know, we've both spoken to each other so many times of like, this distance is just killing us. Like, I mean, I'm driving to and from every weekend. It's like 6 hours a weekend, or she comes up on a weekend to come up and bring in Violet. We come here. I don't have all the fun toys we have back home. And then we're just traveling all the time, going to see family and whatnot. And now we're doing the housing stuff. And then we're going to be completely separated from everybody. We won't have any help. Right now, it's great. We have her mom and her grandparents, and everybody's close right there. And then we're going to go to, it's just me and her. Yeah. So we got daycare lined up and preschool, and it's just us. We don't have any lifelines. We can just call and say, hey, can you watch me for the evening? We're going to go get dinner. Like, nope, that's you. We're all
But
there.
you know, that's a good thing too.
Well, that's what we're excited for.
Yeah. It's gonna put you in a position where you have to build more social structure.
Yes.
You know, because you're gonna find other people, young people that are in the same kind of boat as you are, and you're gonna work with them and that kind of thing.
Yes.
And that's gonna make you stronger too. You know.
I really think so, and I think that'll be a fun experience to learn of meeting people maybe at the preschool. Or like, you know, Violet's, she's going to be 4 here in April, So she's coming and she loves gymnastics.
It's a great age.
We got her a gymnastics bar, and every time I come in the door, she's like, Dad, can we flip? Dad, can we flip? Can we flip? Can we flip? And we're doing flip and balancing, and she's singing. She loves it. I think we're going to put her in gymnastics. But even then, we'll meet parents there, and I hope we find some close friends and we can start hanging out with, and she can have some friends to play with. So we're really excited for that experience.
That's one thing that CrossFit has taught me, is that gymnastics for young kids that age is the perfect thing to get them involved in. I think so. Even more so than like team sports and stuff like that. But like learning how to control your body is so important.
I think so too. Yeah, and it's really good. And they get that urge of like, this is how I'm using my muscles, and they're pushing. And because I could see Violet, I mean, she's adorable, and she's grunting her teeth, like pushing the bar up and pushing, doing like little muscle ups. I'm like lifting her and moving. She loves it. She could do it all day long. And my sister, same way, she did gymnastics when she was real little, and then she taught gymnastics for years. She taught like the toddlers, like 2, 3, 4. She teaches the little ones like doing flips and rolls and the ball. She's like, it just clicks with them. I don't know what it is, but they aren't nervous to like do a flip or hang on a bar or roll over the thing and do tumbles. She said I think it's really good for them. So we're looking to put her in that when we get down there.
So what did your sister have to say to you when you had your accident?
She was terrified in the very beginning when she was there. Yeah, it was really scary, and then she didn't come to the hospital. I think she actually had to work after that, I believe, in the same hospital. She just couldn't make it over to my section. Yeah, she was scared, and that same reaction as my wife. She was just scared, but she was very much in the mindset of like, I'm going to be strong right now. I'm holding it together. My husband's down, and I'm running the family right now, really. And my wife stepped up. I mean, she's incredible. She was fantastic during the entire thing, and. Yeah, she really supported me, always looked out for me, and bringing me groceries and whatnot, cooking me food before she left, and, calling every day and checking in with my sister. She was just nervous. I mean, her best friend broke his neck in the pool, and it was like, because we didn't know, and really that was the first time that I have ever been truly like scared of some serious injuries. I think I had the realization before going into the surgery, I'm like, I mean, I trust the doctor. He's a good doctor, but like, there's a chance he hits a nerve or something happens, and something happens in the thing, or I don't react well to the medications, anesthesia's giving me, and something bad could happen. I could lose a leg or something of that nature. So that was the first time. I mean, I was crying my eyes out on the bed before. It was terrifying. I was so scared. I was holding my wife's hand and my mom. I was just, and then I was like, all right, I got that out. Let me ground it down. I'm good. We'll make it through. I'm going to wake up on the other side. We'll be all right. It's God's plan. So, I was like, it happens for a reason. I'm going in, and we'll be all right and get through. But my sister was there. Same thing as my wife. She was just very supportive.
I can imagine it was tough on them because being nurses, they know. Know the stakes. You know, it's I mean, for me, I'm a novice. I don't. The doctor tells me A, B, and C, and okay, I just have to trust that. You know, because I don't know.
Yep.
You know, but they know.
Oh yeah, and my sister doing the ICU. That's, I mean, crazy accidents. And my mom did bedside for older people. I think like 40 and up, somewhere in that realm. And she had done, I mean, hundreds of motorcycle accidents, crazy accidents, people breaking bones, breaking necks, losing legs, losing limbs. And she saw me in that state of like, this is a super, super serious injury. And like, it's scary. I think they kind of snapped into that work mode of, all right, let's go to the hospital and do all that. So they
What did the doctor say? So I mean, you go into this accident, but you're pretty fit, you know. How do you think that impacted?
I don't know how, you know, if I wasn't fit, I didn't have any activities going on, and then I jumped in and hit. If it would have been like, ooh, it would have cracked even harder or anything of that nature. But I probably wouldn't have jumped as high. My legs were strong. I jumped on that, and we're pretty high up, so maybe it wouldn't have cracked. I don't know. But really not. I don't think for the injury of him saying, hey, it didn't get as bad as it could have been if you weren't fit. I think it was more for the recovery. The recovery went way easier because I was fit and I had already had some experience with the exercises, and I had a drive to get back to being fit already. I kind of knew where that zone was, where I wanted to get to again. And now I feel like I'm getting closer back to the zone now. But I think it was really in the PT post-op that helped the most.
So, but now you're competitive by nature.
Yes.
So, you know, you get into PT, and PT is a slow process.
That was tough for me to figure out in the beginning. I had gotten an appointment with the doctor there, and she had done some measurements. A lot of it was my progress measurements was left, right, up, down, stretching to see how far my neck would go, and then they had like a protractor on my head and they could see how far it would stretch out, and then some other like small strength things with my arms going backwards and forwards, and she takes some measurements, and I'd come back every 3 weeks. But she gave me home exercises. It was just on my phone, sent me a link, had about 10-15 exercises I do every day with just a band, and the band is like, it's like one of the skinny orange bands out there. I'm like, this is nothing, like I'm not even doing anything. I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. And it was credit to my wife, she just pushed me. She's like, Chris, do your workouts. I don't care if it's easy, just do it. You have to do it every day. You have to. You don't have a choice. You got to, if you want to get back to where you are, you need to do exercises. And then also that was the whole mindset of switching of, I don't get to just play around and have fun anymore. Like, no, you need to be serious and step up. And this is my time to step up. I got to do my part, do my workouts, and be there. So I did that, and that's what helped the most. I had gone back 2-3 times, I think, to the PT doc, and she said, you've gained more distance on my left and right, up and down, every single time you've gone. And it's been really, really good healing. Everything looks good. I got x-rays again. They said, hey, it's looking like it's fusing together. I will keep you in the PT a little bit longer. Because when they showed the pictures on the x-ray, they could see the bones. It's like in between my bones, they had cracked. And then there was like marbled bone. Like it had just cracked so hard that like almost shattered.
Right.
And it was just crunching on itself. They wanted to make sure that was fully binded together, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. So the PT ended up going really well. But yeah, the exercises it was so slow. You're so right.
Yeah.
It was so slow. Light weights. I'm going and I feel like I'm doing nothing. I'm doing wall push-ups, barely. I mean, they were hurting.
Yeah.
I mean, I started from the wall again, and now I'm back. We did the burpee workout yesterday. It was brutal. But I remember not too long ago, I was like shaking doing a wall push-up with my feet not even 2 feet from the wall. And now I'm back feeling good.
Yeah, it's the discipline to do it, but then the discipline to restrain yourself. You know, to stay with what the program is, you know?
That was tough, definitely at home. Once I got the brace off of being able to work out, I could go, and I remember the doc said I could run the bike at the gym. And I remember the day she told me that, I was like, honey, I'm going. I'm going to the gym, I'm doing the bike, I'm 45 minutes, whatever it is, I need to get a sweat going. But I still had I think I still had the brace on for that time, and I had getting sweat all in that thing, or I could take it off just for that and then take it off. But yeah, it was miserable, getting sweat all in that thing. But
finally you got to a point where the doctor said, hey, look, you're good, you're clear, you can do.
So the neurosurgeon at Wright Pat, so I had transferred from the hospital, all the records, I transferred them all here, and then I started seeing this neurosurgeon here at Wright Pat. And that neuro guy, I did about 3 appointments with him. The first time I was like, hey, let's keep you in the brace. Second time, we got more x-rays. Let me see when those x-rays comes in, but for right now, you can take your brace off. And then I had gotten home that night, x-rays came in, he said, hey, you know what, let's throw the brace on for another week. It's close, but let's throw it back. And I'm like, okay, I just drove home from the hospital because you said I could take my brace off and I was fine.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, back into no driving, brace back on. I did that for another week. And then the last time I went back, he said, you're good. He gave us the future thing of like, hey, it could come loose in, a decade or so. And if you have any other numbness that happens, or you start getting like headaches or like any kind of cramps like around your neck or any kind of muscle strains that are abnormal to what you are from working out, like you're going to have some strains working out and whatnot because you haven't used those muscles in a while. Especially sitting in that brace, you kind of rest your head and just I just dead hang my head in the brace because it holds it. It's kind of easy. And it's a problem because you got to get those muscles firing back again. So a lot of that PT work was all neck exercises. So I done some stuff, some tests with him in the room there, and he said from the x-rays we see here, and the PT doc is saying you're doing really good. So like you don't have to come back unless you have any issues. And that was really my send off of like, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Like, you're fine. Unless you have any issues, come back. But yeah, I was really relieved to say that.
So then you come back to the gym, you just rip the Band-Aid off and just go full blast again? Or?
I didn't come back to CrossFit yet. I talked to the PT doc, and she said, I'm not an advocate for CrossFit or whatnot. I'm like, yeah, but you don't know bombers. We're different than like your average CrossFit. I would say like a blanket statement across, this CrossFit gym is unlike any other gym I've ever been to. And I've been to some nice ones. They're great. They look fantastic, expensive equipment, and the coach is great. But like the coaching here is next level. Like the care and the focus that we have on getting good form and a warm up and like the family feel in here. I love it. And it's above all. So good job there.
Yeah.
But I could tell coming in, my muscles were just depleted. I didn't feel like I had like less movement and whatnot. I was still stretching a bunch at home. I could still stretch. That was a lot of my PT workouts, but it was the strength that just went down so hard. Everything felt heavier. I mean, even today doing like 205. I mean, before I was throwing 265 over my head, and now 205 feels like I'm moving an elephant. I'm like, this is it's just heavy. But I'm just building the time back up. Probably wasn't eating as much as I was back then, pumping out workouts and whatnot, and playing volleyball all the time. But definitely the weight. I think that's the most thing. The cardio, I got to do a lot of cardio doing the neck exercises. So I could, once I got able to bike and run and ski and row, I could do those kinds of things there in the gym. So I always kind of kept the cardio up because it was no impact. Impact was really the tough part. I was nervous coming in the first couple workouts of doing box jumps and whatnot because she said jumping and like that slamming is gonna like rattle and you'll feel it a little bit. So, but thankfully I didn't really have any issues for that beginning spot.
Have you done any handstands or anything?
I've done a handstand at home. Yes, okay. I've done it on the wall, and we did a handstand hold in here a couple times of just holding ourselves. But I had actually, funny you said, I had actually asked the PT doc is there anything I should, definitely not do like ever again, just precautionary. She said, any of your overhead movements, like your bars, just go way lower than you think you're going to need for the weight to start out because you haven't used those pushing muscles, and that strain is a lot. All those upper neck muscles are like fully clenched, and that you might struggle a little bit in the beginning. So just be careful on that. You're okay to do overhead, but maybe handstand push-ups, tapping yourself on the head probably is not going to be the best thing moving forward. I was like, you know what? For all of this to happen and me to just give up that, I think I'll take that.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing at all.
Yeah, no. And they hurt anyway. They sucked. I didn't want to do them anyway.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Still do muscle-ups? I mean...
Yeah, I can do everything. Actually, funny, the muscle ups, before the accident, I had gotten the rhythm down. I'd gotten everything down. I mean, I could do a couple in a workout, and I got the ring muscle up finally. And then when I came back, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, we had muscle ups in the workout, and I was so confident coming in. I'm like, oh, muscle ups were back. I used to be able to do these. I pop up and I like swing, and I'm just looking horizontal to the ceiling, like I don't know how to do a muscle up anymore. I totally forgot. So now I'm back on the learning journey with Lily yesterday and Coach Craig, and trying to learn how to do my muscle ups again and get that back. So I kind of learned a couple things back a little bit. Jumping felt weird too. Just jumping, I didn't jump for like 7 weeks. That felt weird. Just jumping for the first time, and the box jumps and whatnot. But feeling my leg strength again. The squats are feeling good. Body is definitely, I think, achy more than it was because I wasn't doing as much. And then now I'm back into heavy doing it now. But I feel like I'm definitely coming back up to speed, and I'm loving it.
Well, the same restraint that you showed in your PT is just going to be important now.
Here,
you just got to be patient with yourself.
It is. Yesterday, even Jason talking about workouts, like, oh, let's do it. Or today, like I knew if he was in here, he'd be pushing like, come on, 5 more pounds on the thing. Like, I think I'm good. I'm good. If I'm pulling 200 pounds up, I feel like I don't need to do anymore. I'm okay. I'm functional, and I just want to be functional and fit. That's all I want.
Again, you got to realize you do have responsibility.
Yeah,
that's just it.
I think that's like my biggest learning lesson from all the neck injury. It's I'm not trying to be the crazy guy squatting 400 pounds, and then next thing you know, I slip a disc and my back's ruined, and then I can't pick up the girls. And
right.
Now what now? Oh, just for you to look cool in the gym, just to do a big weight thing. Like, yeah, it's great. It looks cool on paper. Like, I'd love to be able to call dad like, hey, I just did 400 pounds. It's awesome. Like, yeah, that's cool. But how's your back? Oh, I can't. I'm hurting today. I can't do this. Like, I just want to be able to do whatever workouts on the board in there, or whatever the kids want to do one day. Doing gymnastics, like, yeah, sure, I'll go in there. I'll try it, do tumbles and whatnot, or flip around. I pick her up on the bar. I'm doing tucks and rolls, and she likes to work out with me. I hold her for doing sit-ups, and she sits on my back on push-ups, and I hold her doing squats. I just want to be that family fun, fit dad who's always ready to do whatever the kids want to do. Yeah. And I think CrossFit postures me the most for it, that kind of style.
So you've mentioned a couple of times about future kids. I mean, so you guys do you want a big family, or?
We do. We definitely want at least, well, my wife says she wants to be pregnant at least 2 more times.
Okay.
But we both have twins in the family, and it's lined up on our generation. Yeah. So I think either me or my sister, somewhere in that, we call it that generation line, twins are expected. I know it's not always going to happen, but we would love twins that would happen. But yeah, I think we're at least going to have 2 more kids. Okay. So yeah, we're pumped up. We want a big family. We want to have all the family around. I want my sister eventually to live near her, and my future brother-in-law, and live around them. They're going to be super fun. My sister and him, same way. They want the kids to be fit and do activities and be active in sports and whatnot. So yeah, we're excited. I think Florida will be the next time. Yeah.
So you're gonna stay in the Air Force for a while, you think, or is that the plan?
So we were kind of up in the air of what we're going to do. So my next assignment, I have at least 2 years there. I had done my master's in system engineering and engineering management, and when I did that, I took online. I did the what do you call it? The Air Force helped pay for it. So I took tuition assistance, and that is a payback system from the last time you take the money out for it. So I had owned some time, so I had to do at least one more assignment after Wright Pat after my years here. So. At the Eglin thing, I only have 2 years mandated to be there. I have to fulfill my time of duty. I got to do 2 years. But if we love it down there, we'll extend, do 2 more, do a full assignment down there, and then I think I'd separate into the Guard or Reserve and move back to Pennsylvania or wherever the family wants to go. We really want to be around our family, growing the kids up and whatnot, and we want to help. We don't want to. I'm sure the experience of us driving around the country and moving to all the cool bases, it would be a blast. I think we'd love it. But we really, really want to be around our family, growing up with the kids, and kind of have that hominess and have one house for a while, not hop and skip around every couple of years. So I think we're going to do 2 years down there, see how it is. If we're like, oh, I can't stand Florida, I don't see that happening. But if we can't stand it, we'll just hop out after my contract there and pop out. And then if not, I'll stay an extra 2. I'll PCA, hop to a different assignment there. And after that, hop into something new after that. That's what I'm actually curious about Pennsylvania. There's not really much bases or many bases there that are big Air Force type things or engineering type things that I do. There's a couple ops units there and a couple Guard units. So I'm not really sure how it's going to go. I do want to do the Guard or Reserve. I think it's a great option to keep that time going and continue serving, and I get bonus retirement at the end of doing that much time after. But I might fully switch gears. I might switch into automotive industry or any kind of electrical engineering company that I can find a job with and get something to that going. So I really don't know what the next 4 or 5 years looks like.
And your wife's open to going to Pennsylvania?
Yeah, she loves Pennsylvania. We went back. She loved it. Spending a week there, I know my neck was broke, but she loves it. She loves the mountains. She loves the green. She loves, I think she's grown up and been in Louisville her whole life. Never moved to a different state or anything of that nature. And I didn't until I went to college. Even then, I was still in the same state. And then Air Force got me out here. But I think she's ready for a change. I think we're ready to get away from the hometown and let's do a big change. But I think that's also weighing her a little bit. It's stressful. She's leaving everything behind, and we're totally just picking up ship and going. Yeah. And it'll be a big switch in the beginning, and but I think that really just makes us closer as a family.
Yeah, it's a great adventure.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Yeah. Well, Chris, I think that's about everything I had to ask you about. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you wanted to add, or?
No, you know what? The one thing that bugged me the whole time when I had my neck injury, I thought about you actually a couple times, because before, every year you always ask about your New Year's resolution. Yeah. And you had said my New Year's resolution was I'm going to do the Air Force Marathon this year. I'm going to do that, and then I was going to do something with my wife. But I remember I told you I was going to do the Air Force Marathon again. And then I remember when I broke my neck, I'm not even kidding, Daryl, I think within a week of that happening, I thought, no. I can't do the marathon. I can't do my New Year's resolution for now. Because I remember doing those videos and clips, but no, yeah.
That means your year is a failure, So I mean,
No, yeah. It was a win for other big reasons. Yeah. So
what's your resolution for this year then?
Oof. I don't know. I think my mind we're so focused on getting lined up first. I don't know. I think really stepping into the role about being a good dad, being a good husband.
Yeah, I love that.
Living in the house together and finally having that collectiveness in the family of coming home every day to the family is going to feel really different, and I really can't wait for that feeling. So, yeah, I love them a lot.
That's the best goal of all, man.
Yeah. And maybe get the family to come down there too. Maybe mom, dad, sister. Hey, come on down to Florida. You guys want to come hang out? We got an extra bed.
Absolutely, yeah.
We got a guest room. We're not that far from the beach.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. So. This is fantastic. Thanks for the opportunity. This was really fun.
All right. Thanks.
Thanks, sir.
That's it for this episode of Crew Talk. If you got value, share it with your crew. Want to train with us? Head over to bomberscrossfit.com and come see what we're building. Stronger every day, better every rep. We'll see you in the gym.